Alrighty, we're back. According to the directions, this is day 15 clearing. So as I mentioned yesterday, we put this in a bucket because it's easier to mix and stir. Today we are adding chitosan. It's the last thing we're going to put in here. Again, this helps the wine clear so that you can have some nice clear wine in your bottle in 14 more days. But just so you know, I'm going to filter mine, so this step isn't as important for me because I'm going to filter it, but you don't have to filter your wine. I'm just very particular. I like mine that way. So let's get this added. Again, you're going to want clean, sanitized equipment. We got the lid off here. We're going to go ahead and add our chitosan. We have our siphon because we're going to siphon from the bucket to the carboy, and that's where it's going to stay till it's clean and filtered. So we do have a clean and sanitized carboy also. All right, let's get this chitosan in and mix it up. All right, we got our drill ready to go. We got our clean and sanitized carboy that we're going to rack this off into once we have stirred in our chitosan. So this is a pretty decent bag. See, it's chitosan. I don't know if you can read that, but we're going to go ahead and open this up. And we just dump the contents of the bag in here. I try to get as much out of here as possible. This stuff does a great job of clearing your wine. So at the end, if you rack this off, leave all the sediment at the bottom, you have some pretty clear wine to bottle after this. But again, I mentioned I'm going to filter it. So let's stir this in. Again, the directions say 2 to 4 minutes. So we're going to stir it up real good, and then we're going to get it racked into the carboy. Okay, now that our chitosan's mixed in, we're going to go ahead and get this bucket up here. We got our carboy down here. We're going to get one end of the siphon tube, put it into the carboy, hook up our auto siphon again. We don't really, the tip doesn't really matter in this stage because we've just mixed everything up, so there's no sediment at this point. So we're just going to put this in here, give it a real quick pump, and now it's siphoning. So I'm going to take a real quick second while this is siphoning into the carboy and say, the directions say day 26 to 54. So this is day 15, so day 26 to 54. So in 10 days, I usually wait 2 weeks, but in 10 days, we could actually filter this if the wine is clear. Never ever filter cloudy wine. Now, it says 25 to 54 because in the instructions it does say, if your wine's still cloudy, give it a little twist, get the sediment off the sides, let it settle, and then let it set for another 7 to 14 days. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to finish getting in the carboy here, put an airlock on the top, and let it set for another 10 to 14 days. Alrighty, so you can see we filled this wine all the way up right to the neck. We're going to put the bung in there with the airlock. And you see how it only sticks down here, so you got about 2 inches of space between the wine and the airlock. And there's your airlock. Let's air out, but nothing in. So there we are. All right, so that's how you stabilize, you degas, and you clear your wine. So back under the table for 2 more weeks. Directions say 10 days on up. So I like to let it set 2 weeks because that usually lets everything clear out pretty good. So we'll be back in 2 weeks and we'll filter. And then a couple days later, we're going to bottle. So we'll see you soon. I'm going to give a real quick shout out to Label Peelers. It's where I get my stuff. If I buy enough, they give me a really cool t-shirt. Check them out. I will post a link in the description down below. Check it out. All you got to do is click on it. It'll take you right to their website where they have some of the best prices that I've found. So definitely check them out, labelpeelers.com.